Hi, I'm Roy. I'm the Area Coordinator Angling Trust, also Whittlesea Water Bailiff and Yaxley Water Bailiff. We're out today with Yanis from Building Bridges, showing him around our water, and hopefully we'll meet some East Europeans while we're out and talk to them and let them know what we are and what we do. This is Tony Jakes, one of my water bailiffs for Whittlesea, also potential VBS2. And this is Tony Lord, one of my other water bailiffs, Angling Trust, who's a retired policeman, nice to have on the team. And behind the camera is Yanis.
I'm from Building Bridges project, which is working very closely with Voluntary Bailiff service. So we work with education and integration of the anglers in our communities.
At the moment we're at Monk's Lode. This is a Yaxley stretch of water which is on my patch. It's right in the middle of the sticks in the fens. Prolific for pike, for small fish, and really big tench and bream. And that boat that's over there, there's a little bit of a story behind that as well. That boat, myself and Al Thompson boarded because it was hidden in the rushes, and it's all been gutted out, and the people that own it were coming in the early hours of the morning, driving a 4x4 across the fresh wheat field and putting the engine on and disappearing out into the fens. And we suspected it was a drug running boat because they use our waterways like motorways for running drugs.
Okay, so what is actually your role today? So we came in as a voluntary bailiff service. So what do you do actually when you turn up on the site?
Yes, as VBS, we're not really allowed to check licences, but as a club bailiff, we must check a licence prior to selling a ticket. It's in the club rules, and if it's in your club rules, it stops our club selling tickets to unlicensed people, which is totally unfair to all the people that go out and buy a licence.
So it is a very important information that if club rules says that you need to have a road licence,
yes,
the bailiffs of this club are allowed to check the licence.
That's correct. That's correct. In my opinion, to sell a day ticket to a person that's unlicensed is tantamount to aiding and abetting a crime. So, and our club will not tolerate people fishing our waters without a licence. So we have to check them. This is one of the most important innovations that's come out of the Angling Trust since they were formed. A lot of the problems we used to be getting on our waters is because of the misunderstanding of our language, the misinterpretation of our rules, and it was all put down by the East European anglers as not being able to understand our language. Now, the 100% no excuse. It's don't take the fish, don't cook the fish, don't kill the fish. And it's in several languages of most of the East European country languages. Building Bridges supply us with these signs. Before, it wasn't even thought of about the signage being in several languages. Building Bridges is a project to integrate the British angler with the East European angler, as there's a lot of ill feeling towards Eastern European anglers at the moment, but that is now subsiding because of the Building Bridges cause, where they're going out. They actually teach school children the proper ways of English angling, and they take that home to their parents.
I started working with VBS about 2 years ago, following an email that I received seeking volunteers. Lifelong angler, keen to start looking at giving some back. Semi-retired, so I've got time on my hands.
As an angler, as I got older, I see on the banks a fair bit of trouble with illegal fishing, angling, poaching, and I didn't really have any powers to do anything because it was, in a way, a little bit too dangerous to confront people.
Really enjoying it. I would say VBS is part of it. The other is, if you do become a VBS, try and get yourself affiliated to a local fishing club. I don't live on the area that I sort of belong to, which is Whittlesea Angling Club, but my VBS role down where I live comes in handy
Obviously I was fishing the fens a lot, more so in the winter for pike, bumping into Roy on the bank, who then put me forward towards the VBS, which I successfully got through the interview process after finding substantial amount of drugs in one of the rivers. I've been selected for VBS 2.
Like I say, something I'm certainly thoroughly enjoying. Probably get out sometimes 5-6 days a week, putting plenty of time in, but getting lots of reward from it.
I think the signage is really important. Obviously, like Roy says, there's no excuse. The languages are there, the rules are there, and hopefully, you know, things I think are getting better. But I think there's still a lot of work to be done. But I think we're getting there. Right, we're on a section here of Whittlesea Water, Glassmore Bank. It's a rural area for fly tipping of various things. It was 2 years ago, came down here, I see some suspicious looking bags dotted around every so many metres of far bank. Went and checked it out, rang Roy up, said something don't quite look right. So I dragged one up the bank and it happened to be drugs, marijuana, and there must have been 30 to 40 bags of it scattered along the river bank. So I rang Roy up, he came and assisted.
He said, Roy, this is marijuana, and it was like, Roy, this is cannabis. It was reeking. As Tony said, it's a bit rife for fly tipping. There's a bow wave comes down here every so often from the pump house. They'd hidden it in the reeds across the bank, and the bow wave must have washed it out into the main river. They'd actually hidden it. And when the police come, we called the police, and when they come, they didn't want to get wet, so we got in there and got feet wet, dragged it all out, and a massive quantity was dried marijuana in bags ready for sale.
Roy, can you tell us how to report the incident?
Right. If you see anything at all untoward happening on the riverbank or alongside the river, it can be anything at all crime-wise, the phone number to phone is 0800 80 70 60. Or if you think it's a police matter rather than an angling matter, you phone 101, or if it's a crime happening there and then, you phone 999. They might not act instantly because they're very short on the ground, but they will put it down in their logs and it will become a red area for incidents due to angling. This is the end today of our walk round and our drive round with Yanis from Building Bridges. We've gone round a majority of our water, and it's quite surprised Yanis how much water we've actually got to cover in a day. And as Tony says, he's done over 500 miles on his push bike since COVID. And the last person we spoke to, angler on the bank, happened to have been Lithuanian. So it looks like the day ended on a good note.